What if you could increase your rate of muscle growth while you sleep? Since most of us sleep for 6 to 9 hours each night, this could lead to some serious gains. You see, as you sleep, your body prioritizes recovery by releasing hormones that target muscle growth and repair. And if you want to make the most of your sleep, there are 5 simple things you can do to help your muscles recover and grow even faster. The first way to improve muscle growth while sleeping is by consuming enough protein in the evening, as this increases your rate of protein synthesis while decreasing your muscle breakdown. Ultimately, the protein in your body serves as the building blocks for your muscles' growth. When you go for an extended period of time without eating, your body will eventually run out of amino acids, meaning it has to break down muscle tissue to obtain the essential amino acids it needs instead. However, if you have a steady supply of new amino acids while you sleep, your body has no need to break down muscle tissue, and instead is able to repair and grow your muscles. There are many studies supporting this. One such study had young men put through a 12-week resistance training program. During this time, all the men in the study stuck to a daily protein intake of 1.3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. The only difference between participants was that one group was given a pre-sleep shake consisting of 27.5 grams of protein and 15 grams of carbohydrates, while the control group received a placebo drink with no protein. The results showed the group consuming the protein shake experienced greater improvements in muscle strength and size. It was concluded that taking 30 to 40 grams of casein protein before bed will increase muscle protein synthesis and resting metabolic rate throughout the night. But, if you're watching this before going to bed, please keep in mind that all these studies specifically refer to casein protein. While you likely will experience benefits with other protein sources such as whey, casein might be the superior protein source to have before bed. The reason for this is that casein protein gets absorbed slower than other protein sources, especially fast-absorbing ones such as whey protein. This provides you with a more steady and longer-lasting supply of amino acids through the night, allowing you to repair and build more muscle while sleeping. Keep in mind that casein isn't just found in a protein shake. You can also get it from foods such as cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, and milk. Now, if your goal is to get healthier this year, be sure to subscribe to the channel to become part of our community. Moving on to the second method to build more muscle while sleeping is to ensure you're getting enough sleep. This is an easy step to take, and it significantly impacts your muscle building potential. For example, in a study, subjects were split into 2 groups, and both were in calorie deficits. Group 1 slept 8.5 hours per night, and Group 2 slept only 5.5 hours per night. At the end of the study, both groups lost the same amount of weight, which was expected given the fact that they were both maintaining the same exact calorie deficit. But the changes in body composition were vastly different between the groups. The sleep deprivation group lost 60% more muscle and 55% less fat than those who got 8.5 hours of sleep per night. And it doesn't take long for a lack of sleep to negatively affect muscle growth. For instance, another study examined the effects of a single sleepless night on a group of young men. The researchers found that by not sleeping for just one night, the participants' muscles already showed signs of increased muscle protein breakdown. On top of that, the fat tissue throughout their bodies already had elevated levels of metabolites and proteins which are involved in fat storage. So sleep is not only important for making sure you stay lean, but it's also crucial for building muscle. Several factors contribute to this, including decreased testosterone levels, reduced gym performance, impaired muscle recovery, heightened muscle protein breakdown, and increased systemic inflammation when sleep is insufficient. The most straightforward advice is to prioritize sleep, but I know achieving this can be challenging, with the average person typically having less than 7 hours of sleep each night. Unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the ideal amount of sleep, as individual needs vary. Some individuals require more sleep to function well and support muscle growth. However, for most people, the general recommendation is to aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. But this doesn't mean being in bed for 7 to 9 hours. It means 7 to 9 hours of actual sleep. Additionally, if you engage in intense training, you may require more sleep for optimal recovery and muscle development. In such cases, aiming for 8 to 9 hours of sleep per night may be beneficial. Also, it's important to note that not all sleep is created equal. If, for example, you wake up regularly during the night, your sleep is going to be less restorative than if you were to sleep undisturbed. Now for the third and most obvious tip, which is you need to lift weights in order to build muscle faster while sleeping. To start the process of rebuilding muscles larger and stronger, you must provide the necessary stimulus. This involves lifting weights and implementing progressive overload. When you lift weights, muscle protein synthesis will automatically be elevated while you're sleeping. However, if you neglect weightlifting, this won't occur. A highly effective strategy is to train each muscle group at least twice a week. Since muscle protein synthesis typically remains elevated for approximately 48 to 72 hours post-training, frequent training sessions for each muscle group throughout the week ensures prolonged elevation of muscle protein synthesis while you sleep. Furthermore, sleep and strength training are mutually beneficial, and those benefits apply both ways. Engaging in weightlifting enhances sleep quality, as demonstrated by several studies, particularly when workouts are done later in the evening. This was confirmed by a 2019 study, but just keep in mind, taking a pre-workout or drinking coffee before a late-night workout can actually lower your sleep quality. Tip 4 is to optimize your bedroom environment to allow you to sleep better. It's not just about how long you sleep, but also the quality of your sleep if you are wanting to get the best muscle-building benefits. One of the best things you can do is optimize your bedroom environment to set yourself up for a great night's sleep. This can be done multiple ways. A key aspect is creating a pitch-black environment, as even minor amounts of light can disrupt it. If your room is not dark, try installing blackout curtains which prevent unwanted sunlight from disturbing your sleep. Alternatively, you can use an eye mask to effectively block out any unwanted light for an undisturbed sleep experience. Another important thing to consider is the noise environment. Research indicates that noise, such as air and vehicle traffic, can increase your stage 1 sleep while decreasing your slow wave and REM sleep. This is problematic because it's during REM sleep, when the body focuses on repairing your muscle cells. Additionally, noise during sleep can trigger the production of hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, as well as an elevated heart rate and increased blood pressure, all of which negatively impact sleep quality and raise the likelihood of waking up early. To mitigate noise disruptions, I personally recommend playing brown or white noises from sources like YouTube while sleeping. These sounds not only aid in falling asleep but also effectively block out external noise. However, if you're the type of person that prefers to sleep in complete silence, that's fine as well. In that case, buying high-quality earplugs might also be beneficial. And one last thing is that you want to make sure that your bedroom isn't too warm. As concluded by the Sleep Foundation, the best room temperature for sleep is approximately 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, the last tip enhancing muscle growth during sleep is to limit alcohol consumption as much as possible. While some may find it easier to fall asleep after drinking alcohol, it doesn't actually improve sleep quality. In fact, your sleep will most likely be significantly worse because drinking disrupts your sleep cycle. Alcohol consumption reduces time spent in the REM stage of sleep, leaving you feeling less refreshed upon waking up. Even just a few drinks can have this effect. Now, if you have 1 or 2 drinks once a week, the adverse effects you'll experience in terms of health and muscle growth will most likely be very small, if any at all. However, don't drink multiple times a week, and especially avoid binge drinking, which is most detrimental for sleep quality and building muscle while sleeping. Also, if you want to have a drink or two from an entirely sleep and muscle building perspective, it would be better to drink alcohol relatively early in the evening instead of closer to bedtime. So now you know the secrets to building muscle while you sleep. I promise you, if you will apply these 5 steps, you will see considerable gains in no time. Please drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.